Okay, so let's dive into this. We've got some new source material today, and we're doing a deep dive into, well, what looks like a new player in AI content creation.
Yeah, that's right. We're looking at an app called Gamma.
Gamma, right?
And our source material, it's basically an article laying out what Gamma is all about. Specifically, how it aims to use AI to make creating things like presentations.websites.documents just dramatically faster
Yeah,
and easier.
right. So making content faster,
Yeah.
easier. Using AI, that's the core pitch.
Exactly. And our mission here, it's not just to, read the article back. We want to really dig into the claims it's making about Gamma.
See what the source actually highlights, the features, the benefits.
Mm-hmm. And understand how it supposedly could, transform how you create professional stuff. We're talking presentations, sure, but also websites, maybe for personal use or small businesses.
Social media posts, too.
Yeah, social posts, training materials, reports, the whole gamut, really.
Okay, quite a range then.
And the big idea from the source, the central promise, is pretty compelling. It basically argues that getting to that polished professional output, well, it shouldn't mean spending hours wrestling with design tools.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there.
Right. So the source presents AI, specifically Gamma, as the thing that handles that design heavy lifting. So you can focus purely on your ideas.
That really does hit on a major pain point, doesn't it? Anyone who's like fought with PowerPoint templates or spent forever trying to get things right in Canva.
Or just stared at a blank slide.
Yeah. Knowing that the design and the formatting can sometimes take way longer than actually thinking through the content itself.
Absolutely. And the source, it positions Gamma as the direct solution to that problem. The workflow it describes as, well, very different from starting from scratch. You don't start with a template.
No template, so where do you begin?
You start with your content, or maybe just an idea.
So you just feed it your raw thoughts or maybe existing text.
Pretty much, yeah. You input your ideas, or you can paste in raw text like notes, or even a whole report.
Just dump it in.
Apparently. Or you give it a description of what you want to create. And then, according to this article, Gamma takes that input and just transforms it into a polished presentation or a website or a document.
That sounds ambitious. So the claim is this saves hours of work.
That's the headline, yeah.
Yeah.
Hours saved, professional looking results, even if you have like zero design background.
Zero background. Okay. That's a strong claim for accessibility.
It is. And the source really highlights Gamma's user interface. Says it's designed specifically to be easy to use, approachable for anyone. Doesn't matter if you're techie or design savvy or not.
Any examples of that ease of use?
Well, they give the example of taking a really long, dense report. You just paste it in, tell Gamma, make this a presentation or turn this into a document.
It just does it.
It supposedly handles the structuring, the formatting, adds relevant visuals automatically. That's the picture the source paints.
Okay, that simplified front end sounds nice, but let's talk about the engine. How does the source say it actually does this transformation? What's under the hood?
So the article mentions Gamma uses quite a few advanced AI models. It says over 20, actually.
Over 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it mentions some big names. Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini.
Okay, so well-known models.
All right. And the source says it uses these for both the text side and for image capabilities.
Ah, okay, so it's not just like shuffling your words around and finding stock photos. The article suggests it might be actually writing some content or creating images based on your input.
That seems to be the implication, yes.
Yeah.
The source claims this mix of AI models provides well-written content that's paired up with visuals that actually match, automatically generated to fit what you put in and what you want out.
Right.
The example they use is creating a marketing strategy presentation. The claim is Gamma can spit out slides with charts, relevant images, and text that's maybe even optimized for, clarity or impact, all based on your initial prompt or pasted text.
Okay, now that's where it gets really interesting from an AI standpoint. It's describing an orchestration, right? Multiple AI skills working together, understanding the input, maybe refining the text, generating or finding images, and then laying it all out nicely.
Precisely. It's pulling together different AI strengths.
The source also mentions who it's for. Says it's perfect for any need, individuals, businesses, marketers, educators, freelancers.
Yeah, a really wide net.
What's the main draw supposed to be for these different groups, according to the article?
Well, the big emphasis seems to be on efficiency and accessibility. So, for a freelancer, maybe it's whipping up a portfolio website super fast without needing a designer.
Right, saving money and time.
Exactly. Or for a marketing team, it could be generating a whole suite of campaign assets, social posts, slides for a pitch, internal docs, all from one plan or brief, much faster than building each one separately in different tools.
So it bypasses that traditional design bottleneck.
That's how the article frames it, yeah. Bypassing the time sink.
Okay, and the article also details specific ways Gamma supposedly transforms workflows. It lists like 5 key examples.
It does, and it really emphasizes the versatility, that it's not just about presentations.
So what's the first one they highlight?
One key scenario is turning text-heavy documents, think reports, meeting notes, that kind of stuff, into polished presentations.
Okay, that's a classic challenge, converting dense text into slides.
Yeah.
How quick does the article claim this happens?
The claim is pretty specific, under 15 minutes.
15 minutes. From raw text to a finished presentation.
Professional slides in under 15 minutes, yeah, that's the claim. And the steps are laid out as simple. Sign in, paste your stuff, pick a format and style, hit generate, and then maybe do some final tweaks.
Under 15 minutes is. It's a bold efficiency claim.
It is. Another use case they describe is transforming, say, research notes or knowledge bases, maybe from a tool like Notebook LM, into proper training materials.
Okay, taking research data.
Yeah, you paste in your research, select document format, maybe specify the audience, like marketing professionals, and
it's supposed to organize it all into a professional training doc with headings, visuals, the works.
right, turning dense info into something digestible quickly. What about later stuff? Social media.
Yep, covered too. The article says it's good for generating social media content fast, specifically calls out carousel posts.
Oh, interesting. Carousels can be fiddly.
They can. So the idea is you give it an idea or some short content, tell it, make an Instagram carousel or a LinkedIn post.
And it builds it. Text and images.
Generates the post, text and visuals included. Then you customize if needed.
Okay, that taps into that need for quick, consistent content for social platforms. Now, what about websites? That feels like a much bigger jump.
It does feel like a bigger leap, and the source makes a pretty significant claim here. It says Gamma lets anyone build websites, like portfolios, blogs, simple product pages,
Without coding.
without any coding skills needed. You just describe the site you want, choose web page, format, pick a style.
Then it generates a whole site. It generates a basic site structure, yeah, like with standard pages: home, about, contact. And the article says you can then edit that generated site and publish it right from Gamma.
Wow, so it's automating the basic structure and initial content for a simple website.
Yeah.
That ties back to that accessibility thing for users without tech skills.
Exactly. And maybe the most comprehensive workflow they talk about
what?
is the ability to generate multiple different types of content, but all from one single source input.
Wait, so you feed it one document, like a project brief,
Right, like a product brief or a marketing plan.
and it could potentially spit out a presentation and a social campaign and a website page from that one input.
That is exactly the claim the source makes. Generate slides, a summary document, social posts, maybe even a related web page, all stemming from that single piece of information.
Okay, that's powerful if it works.
Yeah.
But how does it keep everything looking consistent, brand-wise?
Good question. The source mentions using themes. You can apparently build your own themes or import existing ones.
Themes. Okay.
And using those themes helps maintain a consistent visual style across all those different assets generated from the one source, which is pretty crucial if you're using it for, say, a marketing campaign.
Definitely need that consistency. Okay, so those are the specific workflows. What about the overall pitch? The article sums up the main reasons why someone should choose Gamma, right?
It does. It consolidates the key selling points.
What are they, according to the source?
Okay, first, ease of use again. The article really hammers this home. Built for everyone. It frames the workflow as just way simpler than starting from scratch in, say, PowerPoint or doing lots of fiddly editing in Canva templates.
It's simpler than the traditional tools.
Yeah, and the example they give is a teacher creating lesson slides in just 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, reinforcing that speed claim for everyday tasks.
Right. Second big point, one tool, multiple content types. The source argues this saves a lot of time because you're not constantly switching apps for your slides, your docs, your social posts, your website updates.
The consolidation argument.
Exactly. And the example for that is creating all those campaign assets we talked about: slides, LinkedIn posts, website page, all from one marketing plan, all inside Gamma.
Makes sense. If it actually delivers well across all those formats, that would streamline things.
It definitely has that potential, yeah.
Yeah.
Third point, it just reiterates it's perfect for all users, reinforces that suitability for marketers, educators, freelancers, small businesses. Basically, anyone needing to create stuff without getting stuck on the design details.
Okay. And the fourth point, that one seemed pretty significant when I read it.
It's a major claim from the source, yeah. It says Gamma offers a free plan.
Right, a free plan. But what do they get you? Usually free plans are pretty limited.
Well, this is the standout part. The source claims the free plan gives you access to all the features.
All features, like creating presentations and building websites and generating documents, no paywall for the core functions.
That's what the article states. Access to everything, presentations, websites, docs, without hitting a paywall for basic functionality.
Huh, that is unusual for tools offering this kind of range. Usually website builders or advanced features are tiered.
It certainly stands out based on this description. It's presented as, a way to really test drive the whole AI workflow, create different kinds of content, and see if it works for you without any upfront cost or limits on what you can create.
Okay, so summing up then, based purely on this source material we've been discussing, Gamma App is presented as this comprehensive AI tool.
Yeah, more than just slides.
Right. Aiming to make work faster, deliver professional results across a bunch of different content types, and really let users focus on the message, not the mechanics of design.
That seems to be the core argument, yeah. The source paints this picture of AI tackling the complexity of design and formatting for presentations, documents, websites, social media, all in one place, supposedly easy to use.
So, this deep dive into the source material on Gamma App, it reveals a tool that's positioned as way more than just an AI presentation maker.
Definitely broader.
It's framed as this versatile platform. Creating presentations, sure, but also building websites, handling social media content, generating documents, all with claims of speed and professional polish, even if you don't have design skills.
And the source explicitly suggests, checking it out, signing up for that free trial they mentioned to actually experience the workflow firsthand.
Yeah, it definitely highlights the direction AI seems to be pushing, automating that whole spectrum of content creation and design across different formats.
It's moving fast.
It really is. And, if tools like this, as the source describes them, can automate design and creation across so many formats so significantly, potentially freeing you up to focus only on the core ideas, it does make you wonder.
Yeah.
In this kind of evolving landscape, what new skills become the most valuable? If the tool handles the how, what skills do we need to sharpen for expressing brilliant ideas and really sharing knowledge effectively in the future?
That's a good question. Definitely something to think about as you explore tools like Gamma.